Hello and welcome to this module on key concepts of service management. A shared understanding of the key concepts and terminology of Itil by organizations and individuals is critical to the effective use of this guidance to address real-world service management challenges. Developing the specialized organizational capabilities mentioned in the definition requires an understanding of the nature of value, the nature and scope of the stakeholders involved, how value creation is enabled through services. The first topic we shall discuss is value and value co-creation. Value is subject to the perception of the stakeholders, whether they be the customers or consumers of a service, or part of the service provider organizations. Value co-creation. Organizations recognize that value is co-created through an active collaboration between providers and consumers, as well as other organizations that are part of the relevant service relationships. Stakeholders across the service value chain contribute to the definition of requirements, the design of service solutions, and even to the service creation and/or provisioning itself. Organizations, service providers, service consumers, and other stakeholders is the next topic of discussion. In service management, there are many different kinds of stakeholder, each of which must be understood in the context of the creation of value in the form of services. First, the term organization needs to be defined. Definition: organization, a person or a group of people that has its own functions with responsibilities, authorities, and relationships to achieve its objectives. Organizations vary in size and complexity, and in their relation to legal entities, from a single person or team to a complex network of legal entities united by common objectives, relationships, and authorities. As societies and economies evolve, the relationships between and within organizations become more complex. Each organization depends on others in its operation and development. Organizations may hold different roles, depending on the perspective under discussion. For example, an organization that coordinates adventure vacations can fill the role of a service provider to a travel agent when it sells a vacation, while simultaneously filling the role of a service consumer when it purchases airport transfers to add to their vacation packages. Service providers. When provisioning services, an organization takes on the role of the service provider. The provider can be external to the consumer's organization, or they can both be part of the same organization. Service consumers. When receiving services, an organization takes on the role of the service consumer. In practice, there are more specific roles involved in service consumption, such as customers, users, and sponsors. These roles can be separate or combined. Customer, a person who defines the requirements for a service and takes responsibility for the outcomes of service consumption. User, a person who uses services. Sponsor, a person who authorizes budget for service consumption. Other stakeholders. A key focus of service management and of Itil is the way that organizations co-create value with their consumers through service relationships. Beyond the consumer and provider roles, there are usually many other stakeholders that are important to value creation. Products and services create value for stakeholders in a number of ways. Some are quite direct, such as the generation of revenue, while others are more indirect, such as an employee experience. With this, we come to the end of this module. Thank you for learning with us.